Gliscor is one of the most consistent competitive Pokemon of all time. Ground Flying is an excellent type combination, but in Gen 2 and 3, Gligar did not really have the stats or move pool to back it up. So when Gligar evolved into Gliscor in Gen 4, gaining significant increases to its stats and some new options in the process, it saw immediate success. Gliscor became even more powerful in Gen 5 when it gained an all-new ability, Poison Heal, which is one of the best abilities in the entire game. This Pokemon's positive traits have stood the test of time, and it is ranked OU in every single generation it has appeared in. Gliscor has now returned to Gen 9 with the release of the new DLC, and despite significant power creep and a very different looking metagame with some very unique threats to contend with, Gliscor is holding strong. Gliscor's defensive advantages and valuable utility might even be more important in Gen 9 than ever before. Let's take a look at why Gliscor is so excellent, and how it has remained viable for more than 15 years. Like this video and subscribe so that we can prevent the future paradox form of Spoink, Iron Fellow, from undergoing robotic maintenance. If Iron Fellow becomes fully operational, he is going to purchase a large stake in the Goldengo Investments company and influence important decisions at board meetings. Thank you. In Gen 4, Gliscor did not yet have access to Poison Heal, the ability that would later define its identity, but with its access to the newly introduced moves Stealth Rock and U-Turn, along with a solid speed stat for the time, and Taunt to disrupt defensive enemies, Gliscor had a valuable role in OU with its great mix of utility, pivoting, and anti-stall tools. In Gen 5, a new powerful ground flying type Pokemon was introduced to the game, Landorus Therian, a Pokemon that would quickly become a competitive staple with its access to similar utility, along with the useful ability Intimidate and superior offensive stats. But Gliscor would firmly set itself apart from Landorus Therian thanks to Poison Heal. Pokemon with Poison Heal do not take any damage from poison, and instead get healed for 1/8 of their max HP per turn by the poison. With the item Toxic Orb to inflict poison on yourself, you have a reliable way to heal double the amount of leftovers per turn. The only downside is that Toxic Orb takes a turn to activate, a small price to pay for this powerful healing effect. Not only does Poison Heal grant this 1/8 healing effect, it also effectively grants Gliscor with a complete immunity to status. If a Pokemon is already statused, they can't be afflicted with another status effect, and since Gliscor is poisoned most of the time, it is completely immune to all other status effects. Another great advantage to Poison Heal is that Knockoff will not remove your passive healing. If a Pokemon using Leftovers or Black Sludge has their item knocked off, their healing is gone. But since the healing effect from Poison Heal just requires you to be poisoned, if you lose your Toxic Orb, it doesn't matter, you're already poisoned. This ability is so good that in the format of Balanced Hackmons, a format where you are able to customize Pokemon completely and give them any abilities or moves that you like, Poison Heal is one of the most popular ability choices. Gliscor was already solid with its great typing, move pool, and decent stats, but Poison Heal made Gliscor fantastic. Gliscor is often used as a bulky Stealth Rock setter and a status immune defensive pivot. It has access to Knockoff, which can help make progress, U-Turn to pivot and keep up momentum. It often uses Protect to activate Toxic Orb reliably and also take advantage of Poison Heal. And in Gen 6 onwards it even gained Defog as a form of hazard removal. Gliscor can also be used with more offensive sets. It has access to Swords Dance and can use Facade, a move that doubles in base power if the user is statused. Since Gliscor is always poisoned, this move is a powerful choice. In Gens 4 to 7, Gliscor was a great and consistently used Pokemon in OU. Gliscor was not present in Gen 8, but if it was, it almost certainly would have been an excellent choice. Now Gen 9 is here, and Gliscor has returned, and it has very quickly become a popular choice once again as a defensive utility Pokemon. Gliscor has lost the moves Roost and Defog in Gen 9, which were important options, but all of its other amazing traits are still as great as ever. I've seen a lot of people say that losing Roost is a significant detriment that will affect Gliscor's viability, but I disagree. The chip heal from Protect and Poison Heal along with protection against status and knockoff are more than enough for Gliscor to function well defensively, and Gliscor has kept a lot of its valuable utility moves that other Pokemon have lost in Gen 9. Fellow ground flying type Landorus Therian is still a popular choice in Gen 9, but it's not quite as powerful as it once was. Great Tusk has proven itself the superior superior utility ground type in the metagame, with its access to knockoff and rapid spin. Landorus Therian once had access to defog, knockoff and toxic, but it lost these important options in Gen 9. Gliscor, on the other hand, still has knockoff and toxic, moves that are much harder to come by now, and Gliscor even gained another great new option that Landorus Therian lacks: spikes. This is a very significant new tool. Spikes are often a more effective hazard than Stealth Rock in Gen 9. Most rock-weak Pokemon use boots, and Spikes deals more damage to rock-resistant grounded Pokemon than Stealth Rock. Stacking layers of Spikes is also quite an effective strategy in this metagame thanks to the presence of Gholdengo, a Pokemon that can block not only Rapid Spin and Mortal Spin, but Defog. Neither Great Tusk nor Landorus Therian have access to Spikes, helping set Gliscor apart even further. Not only does Gliscor have all of these amazing qualities, it's also a very good Pokemon to terrastalize with. Pokemon with strong defensive abilities like Garganical and Skeledirge have displayed the power of defensive terrastalization. Becoming a type like Water or Fairy will further enhance the value of your ability. Spending your 1 per game terrastalize to basically create a really powerful defensive Pokemon can be very worthwhile. Gliscor can do the same, with a great defensive typing from Terra, status immunity, significant healing from Poison Heal, and progress-making moves like Knockoff, Toxic, and Spikes. Gliscor can be an extremely effective defensive anchor for teams. Spikes teams in Gen 9 so far have had issues against defensive walls that use heavy-duty boots. If Spikes plus Gholdengo is your main game plan, you can be pretty easily shut down by a defensive core that are all wearing boots. But Gliscor is a bulky spike setter that also has knockoff, which can be used to remove the enemy's boots and make your Spikes game plan even stronger. Gliscor provides a huge amount of value to Gen 9 teams in a single Pokemon slot: status absorption, hazards, status spreading of its own, item removal, pivoting, and defense with Poison Heal. Ground flying typing is amazing on its own with only 2 weaknesses to water and ice, and with Terra you can even withstand incoming super effective hits and get a crucial toxic or knockoff, while also turning Gliscor into an indestructible wall. If you think losing Roost is a big deal for Gliscor, you're wrong. Gliscor is amazing in Gen 9, and I would not be surprised to see it outperform Landorus Therian in this metagame. Great Tusk will probably reign supreme as the best utility ground type, but Gliscor is going to give it a run for its money, and probably end up being a superior choice on more defensive teams. Having a great ability and great typing is often all you need to stand the test of time in Pokemon. We've seen this with Clefable. Despite very below average stats for modern metagames, Clefable has firmly maintained its OU status for years, thanks to the ability Magic Guard and its Fairy typing. Gliscor is much the same. Its stats are decent enough, but that ground flying type combo and Poison Heal are the real stars of the show. I'm pretty sure Gliscor will remain a staple in OU for the entire generation. This is a fundamentally great Pokemon, and that has not changed in Gen 9. Thank you to the patrons for your continued support, and thank you to everyone who has donated to my Gen 3 OU tournament, ADV Revival. Take a look at my second channel linked in the pinned comment for daily commentated Gen 3 OU sets.
Whoa! KO by 1 hit! It scattered Spike!
The money got different.